Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Stacy, content creator of Sugar Face Bakes. If you've already subscribed to my channel, welcome back. If you have not, welcome. Today is all about puppy chow. It's 4 ingredients: Czech cereal, powdered sugar, peanut butter, and chocolate. I love this whenever I have to feed a crowd. It takes about 20 minutes, 4 ingredients, and who doesn't love peanut butter and chocolate? It's the ultimate combination. So I started out in a large bowl. There's many different methods to this, but me, I'm all about easy cleanup. 1 bowl, I've already melted chocolate and peanut butter together. You can use a no stir, or you can use a stir peanut butter or almond butter or cashew butter. I have used it all and it all works the same way. For the chocolate, I've used a combination of bittersweet and dark, just because that combination really brings in a chocolatey indulgence flavor to this dessert, to this snack. So from here, I'm going to add in about 6 to 7 cups of Chex Mix. I want to do this in batches. If you do not want to do all Chex, you want this as the main ingredient, you can always substitute 2 cups or 1 cup of mini pretzels, of M&Ms, of something delicious if you don't want all of that Chex in there. However, that is what makes this the puppy chow. And so I'm using a metal spoon to stir this, then that way I'm not crushing all of the cereal. And you're going to do this in batches. So I've added in probably about 2.5 cups, 3 cups, and you will see as you add that you will need more cereal. You don't want to over add the cereal because you want clumps in there. So this is the only part that is time consuming, is just the stirring. You're actually going through a folding method. And again, you can add whatever you want. I do love pretzels in here for that extra salty touch. If you're not into that, but you still want that salty touch, you can add in salt, a little bit of a sprinkle of salt, and it's delicious as well. As we're folding this, once again, you will see that there's chocolate on the very bottom, and you're just gonna add in a little bit more at a time. You may not even use the full 7 cups. You may use just 6, or you may use just 5 and add that tip of the pretzels. And this feeds a crowd. Everyone loves this. It's always the first thing to go. It is just so easy to make, and y'all know me. If you have seen my other videos, I am all about simple and I'm all about easy. Nothing needs to be complicated whenever you're having a get-together or even bringing to a party, which I love. Another amazing thing about puppy chow is, since everyone loves it so much, that you can even give it out as gifts. I love giving out as gifts. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm pretty happy with the way that this has all come together. I have a few pieces of Chex that are still not coated, so I'm gonna get down in there, dig into the chocolate. And then you're actually going to let this cool. What I mean by cool is about a full minute or 2 minutes. You don't want it to get to room temperature, or you want it to get to room temperature. You don't want it to get solid completely, because you still have to add that powdered sugar, and that's what makes it the puppy chow, and that's when the clumps will really come together. If you live in a cold area, which I do not, I live in Houston, and the coldest it gets is maybe 40 if we're lucky, but you can always place this outside, or you can place it in the refrigerator for about a minute or 2. Again, you don't want it completely solid. You want it at room temperature or maybe a little bit below, and then that way, whenever you add the powdered sugar, everything will stick to it, because if it's solid and the powdered sugar is placed on it, it's probably just going to slide right off. So when we're adding the powdered sugar, you're gonna use probably about 1 to 2 cups. And I like to just add it in, maybe not all at once, but I sprinkle it around. And then again, you're just gonna use the folding method. If you want, you can always give it a little shake. And most of that powdered sugar will dissolve to the bottom. And again, just fold it, so then that way you're not smashing everything. Again, batches. Everything is in batches, because you don't want to over add, because then everything might not get coated, and you do want the clumps. And now if you're having a huge party, or you do want to give this away for gifts, you will probably want to double this recipe. I wouldn't recommend doubling it all at once. I would do 1 batch and then another batch and then another batch. So maybe your total time for gifts is 1.5 hours. That's nothing. That's why I love this. It's just so easy. It's so simple. So as you can see, that was the first batch. You want everything coated, so I'm actually going to add more. You may or may not use as much as I do. I probably add a little bit extra. You always want to be careful. You always want to be careful whenever you're using powdered sugar and you're mixing it, because I've had those moments where a big cloud of powdered sugar has gone all over my kitchen. As I'm folding this, you can see right here to my left that I do have a airtight container by Rubbermaid. It's one of my favorite ones. I have lined it with parchment. It makes for easy cleanup. When you're having parties and get-togethers, you don't want to be cleaning up the whole time, or you definitely don't want to spend hours cleaning up. That's my thing. And I'm very clean. I actually will ask people to take their shoes off, and I give them socks to wear. And then at the end of the party, whenever they leave, they get to take their socks with them. So if you're ever coming over to my house, you know the secret, you know the rules, cleanliness. But it just makes for easy cleanup, and everything is that much cleaner whenever you get done. Again, nothing complicated. Let's all make life easier, shall we? So most of the powdered sugar is going to be on the bottom at this point, and you just kind of want to toss and roll. So you toss, you get in there, and then you roll it. If you want, you can always add more powdered sugar. I don't want it to be too powdered sugary. I still like that peanut butter and chocolate taste. And you do want to let people know, if you have anyone coming over that's nut-free, you definitely want to let them know that there is peanut butter in this. You can also use some sunflower butter, and that's one of my favorite things. I had a moment where I had to think about that. Sunflower butter, where it's sunflower seeds, or use any nut butter or non-nut butter that you like. So I'm actually going to add in one more coat, and then I'm going to place it into this airtight container until everyone gets here, which they will be arriving soon. And you can see how quickly this comes together. Puppy chow, you can make it as complex as you want, but I say use one bowl, one spoon, and you'll be good to go. Barely any dishes. So now that's all coated together exactly how I like it. I'm going to add it into my airtight container. And then with this airtight container, the reason I love this Rubbermaid so much is even though I have parchment around it, it still clips in. And then I'm good to go. I got puppy chow here. Keep it in an airtight container. You don't want to put it in the fridge. You can put it in the fridge. However, I'm going to leave it out because I still want it to cool a little bit, so I'll probably take the top off. But puppy chow, so easy. Don't make life complicated. You can see how simple it was and how quickly it came together. Add in the pretzels. I'm curious to know what you guys think. And in the meantime, I gotta go and get ready. So I'll see you next time.